Good morning, friends. Today we are going to paint a penguin in a snow globe. So the colors you're going to need for today are the colors of the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, black, and then 2 spots of white. The brushes you're going to need are your medium flat brush and then your medium and small round brush. You're going to want to have a cup of water handy and a paint rag. Let's get started. We are going to start by making a line across our canvas. This is going to be our table and this will be our wall. So I'm going to use the blue color with my flat brush, and I'm just going to draw a straight line right across here. This is about 1/4 of the way up my canvas. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a mixture of blue and green. So I've got blue on this half, green on this half. And I'm going to pull straight lines up on my canvas about halfway. Blue and green. I'm going to pull straight lines up on my canvas about halfway. Blue and green. So about halfway from my blue line up, I'm just paint green and blue lines. Now that I have my blue and green lines pulled up vertically, I'm going to take my rag and I'm going to wipe my brush off. I'm not going to use any water, but I'm going to now take white paint and I'm going to pull that white down, just coming to the edge of my blue and green. I'm just pulling this white down, just coming to the edge of the blue and green. Now it's time to mix. With my paintbrush still dirty, I'm going to pull this all the way down, then all the way up. Move over, all the way down, all the way up. Move over, all the way down, all the way up. And I'm going to do this all the way across, being very careful to not miss any rows of color. I'm going to wipe my brush off, and with no paint on it at all, I'm going to go back across. Straight lines up and down, going all the way off the top of my canvas. I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to wash it off. I'm going to dry it off really good. And I'm going to create my bottom down here. And to do that, I'm going to use green paint. I'm going to put 3 spots of green paint. And I'm going to put 3 spots of yellow paint. I'm going to mix these up right here. And I'm going to paint the whole bottom using horizontal lines. That's left to right, across, horizontal lines left to right across, to smooth out my table. I'm going to wash my brush off. And I want you to let this dry before we add on our penguin and our snow globe. Now that your background is dry, let's move on to our snow globe. You're gonna need a circle shape. Now, a cup would give you a great circle shape, but it's probably too small. A plate would probably give you a great circle shape, but it might be too big. I'm gonna choose to use a bowl. So you can use a bowl and hold it in the middle of your canvas up towards the top because we still have to put the base on here, okay? So right in the center area up at the top, we are going to just take a pencil. That sounds like fingernails on a chalkboard. That sounds horrible. And you're going to draw out your circle. Now, once you have your circle drawn out, you are going to use your medium round brush with white paint, and you can just very delicately outline that pencil line. Let's look at our base here. You can choose your base color. I'm going to use red. I really like the color red against this blue and green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take red paint on my round brush. I didn't even wash it off. This is just like we made our cupcake liners. We're going to start with a square. And then we're going to extend the bottom of that square out a little bit to then bring down these edges evenly, and everything under here then will be painted red. With that same paintbrush, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use white paint, and I'm going to put spots of white paint right down the center of my snow globe. Okay, I'm going to wipe my brush off really good, and I'm going to take my medium flat brush, and I'm just going to pull this out so that I've got a little bit of a lighter area right here in the center. Here in the center, a little bit of a lighter area. And then I can go ahead and pull this across. That just gives us a small little highlight. It changes the look of our design just a little bit to just give a small highlight. I'm going to add a little bit more down here at the bottom. I feel like the highlight's going to be stronger down here at the bottom because it's going to be a wider part of my snow globe. Now, let's do the part we've all been waiting on, the cute little penguin inside the snow globe. I'm gonna wash my brush off really good. I'm gonna use my round brush, my medium round brush, and I'm gonna start with all white paint. I'm gonna create a hill, just a wavy line inside. I'm gonna create a hill for my penguin to sit on. I'm going to take my paintbrush with the smallest amount of blue paint, and I'm just going to add some blue to it in some wavy lines. Now that I've got this finished, I need to add my penguin, and my penguin's going to be holding some balloons. It's going to be like a little party inside of my snow globe. So for my penguin, I'm going to start by using white paint, and I'm going to create an oval right here in the middle of my canvas. An oval. This is going to be my penguin's body. I can go ahead and color that whole oval in. Now look, now we have an egg. It's a snow globe with an egg inside. Once we have that, we now need to add a small oval to the top. This oval's going to be pointed up just a little bit because we want him to be looking up at his balloons. Perfect. Now let's add some balloon shapes up here because we want to give them a nice white background. We're going to start by adding 3 circles. 1, 2, and we'll put the third one right here, 3. Go ahead and paint those circles in. And then we're going to add one more little line, and this is going to be the line of his arm holding the balloons, and this is actually just going to be a curved triangle, kind of like a shark fin, just a curved triangle. All right, let's finish our penguin up. First things first, you could choose any colors you want for your balloons. I am going to choose purple for one balloon. I'm going to color this one in. Now my white paint is still wet, and that's what I was hoping for, is to lighten these colors up just a little bit. And after I have my purple balloon colored, I'm just going to put a little spot down right there. That is the bottom of the balloon. I'm going to do a yellow balloon. Now this one, a little spot won't show because this other balloon is going to be in the way. And I'm going to do a red balloon. And that white is just lightening up a little bit. That's perfect. And a little spot down. Great, so now I've got my 3 balloons ready. I'm going to go back to my penguin. Using black paint, I'm going to create an arched line on his belly. So I'm going to start down here at the bottom of his belly, and I'm going to create an arched line up. And I'm going to stop before I reach all the way up here because this is going to be his head. So now I'm going to connect this arched line with another one that goes on his head. Everything on the left of this line I'm going to paint in black. I'm also going to paint this little triangle right here black. Wash my brush off. I'm going to take the front of his face and I'm going to give it a small little extra bump. I'm going to use the back of my paintbrush with black paint to give him a cute little baby eye. I'm also going to use the back of my paintbrush with a mixture of yellow and orange. I've got yellow and orange on the back of my brush, and I'm going to draw a little beak. And I'm using the back of my brush because I want it to be so small. I'm worried the front of my brush will be too big. I think I might be able to actually make his beak a little bit bigger. Same brush underneath his little belly. I'm just going to make a spot of orangish yellow. Those are his little penguin feet. Now you're probably wondering, well, where's his other arm? Well, that's easy. Watch. We are just going to make a curved line just like this and up. That's going to show where his other arm is. Now, if yours is like mine, it probably needs a little bit of extra white on his belly. So I'm going to go back in with my white And I'm gonna give it a second coat of paint. I want his belly to be nice and bright white. And of course, what would a snow globe be without any snow? So I'm going to take the back of my paintbrush with my white paint and I'm going to add snow. You can add as much snow as you want. With my itty bitty baby brush, I'm going to use some black paint and I'm going to connect these 3 strings to his little hand. Now, we have to add a little topper to our snow globe. So with my red, I'm just going to put a little small arched line on the top. With my finger and white, I'll put a little ball on top of that. Couple more snowflakes. You know, these snowflakes can even go in front of my object because it is a snow globe, so it would definitely be in front of everything. We're going to add a little bit more detail down here to the bottom. With my white paint on my medium round brush, I'm going to add a couple of curved lines. Sign my name at the bottom. Make sure you guys post a picture of these to our Painting with a Purpose Facebook page. Make sure you guys like and share our channel. The more people we can get involved in art, the better off we're all going to be when this pandemic is over. Thank you so much for painting with me. Have a great day, friends.